You're looking into getting your real estate license, but you don't know where to start.
Me and Brady both are new agents and know exactly what you're going through. But what we want to do is provide you immense value and show you not only how to pass the exam, but to make money from day one. First and foremost, what you want to do is research how to get your license in whatever state or province you currently live in. So each one will have a little bit different criteria on what you need to meet in order to get your license, but you need to go out and get in touch with your local real estate board to see exactly what you need. Step 2 is you're going to have to enroll into the curriculum and see exactly what it is in order for you to pass. Where I got my license, it was about a 4-month process that you could do it. I was working full time, so at the time I was working 13-hour night shifts. I was working the most I ever worked in my life, but I was able to do it. And it took me about a year, where most real estate licenses are only going to take around 4 months before you can write the exam. And it's such a minimal cost in order to take it if you compare it to a 4-year degree. It costs around $2,000 in my area, but you want to check out and make sure what exactly it is in your specific location.
Make sure that you have a safety net of money built up. Getting licensed and passing the exam is only one of the many expenses you're going to incur when you're taking on your real estate career. Other expenses include marketing materials, things like signs, lead generation, and also your own custom branding as well. Brokerage fees and board fees are also a consistent cost to real estate agents, so make sure you have at least $10,000, I would say, or more to just build up. Make sure you have that safety net going for you. In your licensing course, chances are they're going to give you some course materials to read. It is very important that you read through all of these religiously. Now, with my licensing course, they gave us a big, thick textbook that was, I don't know, like 600 pages. It is important that you read all of the materials. Not only is it important for passing the exam, but also for your career ahead as an agent now.
Our next major point is you want to prepare yourself to get your real estate license. And what I mean about this is a lot of you are going to be working, you could have family, you could have kids at home, so other people are relying on you. But you need to prepare yourself in order to pass the exam. So first is working on your mindset. You're going to have to grow on your mindset in order to take on this extra of you studying while either you're working or trying to raise your family. Setting up a schedule. So for those people that are working full time, you want to outline exactly when you're going to be able to study. So for me, that was right in the morning. So right when I got up, I studied for 2 to 3 hours every day and made sure I got it done.
Personally, for my real estate journey before I got licensed, I put in 1 hour every single night for 4 months, and I was able to pass my exam with no problems. As Russ mentioned, you need to schedule your time and make sure that you're putting in those hours to study, because nobody wants to retake an exam twice.
You want to find someone in your area to mentor you about the current market. I see this every time. So many people focus so hard on passing the exam and they don't know anything about their local market or how they get business. So they've spent the year studying to pass the exam, and as soon as they pass the exam, they have no leads, they have no appointments, they have nothing to walk into, and they spend the next year trying to get business. And this is how I had success. So first month as a real estate agent, I made $70,000. So the rule of thumb that I did is however long I was spending working to pass the exam, I was spending that much time learning on how to build up my business. Diving into free resources like Tom Ferry and people like this that can showcase, and we're teaching people how you can get business right away.
Make sure that you meet somebody in your area who's licensed and has gone through the entire course themselves. They can often give you some insight on specific questions, and if there's a lot of math, finding someone who's local can also help you with the local board regulations and rules and things of that sort. It can be incredibly helpful. They can also help by telling you their experience in the business and the area and what's worked for them.
So the secret to my success early on and how I made $70,000 my first month was I was spending an immense amount of time connecting with people in the real estate industry, like real estate investors and other people in my market. So I would set up 2 to 3 phone calls each and every week with people that I would connect with. And it wasn't too much to ask. It maybe took an hour or 2 of my time to meet with these people and talk to them on the phone. But as soon as I got my license, I walked in and I had a ton of business. I got 2 listings right away. I had about 3 buyers that I was already working with on day 1. Funny story is I got my license and I didn't even know how to use the lockbox. It was the very first day I had my first showing and I went to the lockbox and I didn't know how to use it, so I had to call my mentor and he was FaceTiming me and explaining to me on how to open the lockboxes. These are good problems to have. There's going to be a lot that you're going to learn once you get your license, but I can't stress that enough. You want to focus on passing the exam, but focus on building your business right now.
Another thing you need to make sure before you're licensed is start making connections with people in the industry. People like videographers, photographers, drone operators, inspectors as well. These are people that you need to have on speed dial for when you're licensed. And trust me, when you first get licensed and you have all these connections, your first few clients will really appreciate you for it.
And so the final piece of advice that I have for people is passing the actual exam. So many people have test anxiety and they get all worked up. You need to find a way on how to mask that and turn it down for when the day actually comes. I know so many times people will talk about how I knew the information, I knew all the questions, but I just kind of jinxed myself going into it. So you got to take a lot of practice tests. You got to learn on what environment or what state of mind you need to be in before you go in there. If you're a person that needs to be peace and quiet before you go to your exam, or you're a person like myself where I didn't really want to think about it. I wanted to kind of chat with other people, be loose about it. I didn't want to stress too much when I went into it. Find what's the perfect test tasting environment for you and practice that. I know a lot of people have a lot of anxiety about getting their real estate license, thinking that they gotta struggle for 5 years, you gotta be eating Kraft dinner and Ichiban like you did back in college just to get by. But both me and Brady can share we were moved to new cities with no connections, no experience, and did really well our first years as brand new agents. You just have to get the right mentors and the right people around you that are going to allow you to have success. And we'd love to see you join our free community that's going to provide you all these resources.
Go ahead, comment, or send us a direct message, and we'll get you linked to that community. See you guys next time.